Jungkook's cry shocked the army. What did Bang Si-hyuk say about BTS? Jungkook's sudden cry while in the training room became an explosive topic among the army and Korean media. It all started with a short video leaked on a music community forum, showing Jungkook sitting on the studio floor with his head down, his shoulders shaking softly, as if trying to hold back tears. The moment took many fans by surprise, especially when they learned that the incident took place shortly after Bang Si-hyuk held a special meeting regarding BTS' future. An internal source, who declined to be named, said the meeting was serious and tense. Bang Si-hyuk, the founder of HYB and an important figure in BTS' career, reportedly delivered an emotional speech. He talks about the weight of maintaining a balance between the label's vision, the demands of the global market, and the artistic freedom of the members. In the middle of the conversation, Jimin and Jungkook's names were mentioned specifically, in a tone that made the room suddenly quiet. According to the source, Bang Si-hyuk said that he sees something different in Jimin and Jungkook, a potential that could change BTS's creative direction in the future. However, he also warned that the path will not be easy, especially if they want to combine personal and group projects at one time. This sentence is believed to be a trigger for emotion as well as pressure on Jungkook's heart. He is known as a figure who bears a great burden of responsibility, especially when it comes to relationships and cooperation with Jimin. Some fans speculated that Jungkook's crying wasn't just because of Bang Si-hyuk's words, but also because he felt touched and at the same time worried about the burden he had to carry forward. Leaked CCTV footage shows Jimin approaching Jungkook moments later, sitting beside him speechless, only patting him softly on the back. The scene left army around the world swept away, as it showed the unshakable closeness of the two. After this video went viral, HYB has yet to give an official statement, but BTS's social media accounts appear to be sharing old photos of them training together. It seems to be a subtle signal that the relationship between the members remains solid. Still, rumors of serious talks about the group's future continue to roll in. Many believe that this emotional moment will be a big turning point for BTS, especially Jimin and Jungkook, who seem to be playing an important role in the next era. Jungkook's cry that shook the army apparently came after a tense moment at an internal meeting with Bang Si-hyuk and HYB's management. Internal sources mentioned that the meeting discussed BTS's future more openly, including the comeback schedule, solo projects, to group contracts, which are still sensitive topics among members. In the midst of an already quite emotional atmosphere, Bang Si-hyuk uttered a statement that made the room suddenly silent. There were no shouts or high notes, but the lines were rumored to have such a deep weight that they were able to pierce the feelings of all those present, especially Jungkook. According to an insider, Bang Si-hyuk talked about how hard it is to keep BTS intact amid the pressure of the industry and incredibly high public expectations. He reminded that every member has the right to make decisions that may not always be in line with the wishes of the army, and that their journey could not go on forever as it is now. Those words, while realistic, sparked a surge of feelings in Jungkook, who is known as one of BTS's most emotionally attached members. Witnesses said Jungkook was seen trying to hold back tears, but ultimately failed, making the atmosphere of the meeting become very quiet and full of compassion. Jimin, who was sitting a short distance away, looked at Jungkook with a deep look, a mixture of worry, sympathy, and a desire to protect. However, the formal situation made him unable to immediately hug or calm his best friend. After the meeting, Jungkook reportedly chose to remain in the training room alone. Internal CCTV cameras showed him sitting on the floor, looking down, then beginning to quietly sing an unreleased song. As if giving vent to his feelings through music. It was this moment that made some of the staff, and even HYB herself, feel worried, because for them, Jungkook's crying was a sign of how heavy a burden he felt. Some rumors even mentioned that Bang Si-hyuk himself tried to see Jungkook in person afterwards, to make sure he was okay. Nevertheless, the public can of course only guess, because HYB has not yet given an official clarification, and both Jimin and Jungkook remained silent before the media. However, for the army who are already familiar with the emotional dynamics of both, This moment further strengthened the belief that their relationship is deeper than just colleagues, according to rumors circulating among the army. After a moment where Jungkook was unable to hold back tears in front of the members and staff, Bang Si-hyuk calls her to speak privately in a small room in the HYB building. The room is famous as one of the closed discussion rooms that are usually only used for important meetings or sensitive talks. The source, who claims to have seen from a distance, said that the door to the room was tightly closed for almost an hour, and there was only a quiet voice from within, occasionally accompanied by long pauses like someone was trying to regulate his breathing. Bang Si-hyuk starts the conversation in a calm tone, trying to calm Jungkook, whose eyes are still puffy. However, the next few sentences actually made the atmosphere even more emotional. Allegedly, Bang Si-hyuk said something that sounded like, "You are a very valuable part of BTS, but you also have to think about yourself, even if one day your decision means we no longer walk together all the time." The sentence, according to the source, immediately left Jungkook silent for a long time, looking down and his hands clenched into fists in his lap. Still according to the rumor, Jungkook tried to reply with a trembling voice, "I understand, but BTS is my home. I don't know what to do if the house doesn't exist anymore." Bang Si-hyuk mentioned only sighed, then patted Jungkook's shoulder while saying quietly, "The house will not disappear, but its shape may change." Some fans who heard these rumors felt the conversation sounded like an early warning of major changes in BTS' future. Some interpret it as a sign that after the draft is completed, the members will probably be given the freedom to focus on their individual solo careers, while group activities will be less frequent. On social media, many ARMY wrote that the shadow of this change is indeed difficult to accept, especially considering how close the relationship of the members is, especially moments like Jungkook and Jimin, who always support each other in difficult times. What makes this rumor even more talked about is the follow-up news that after the conversation was over, Jungkook left the room with a slow step, then went straight to the back hallway where Jimin was already waiting for him. Some eyewitnesses claimed they saw Jimin grab Jungkook's hand, pulling him into the corner of the hallway, and spoke briefly while occasionally patting his back slowly. Despite not hearing what was said, the moment was considered by many in the army to be proof that Jimin knew exactly what Jungkook was feeling, and it was there to be the wall on which Jungkook leaned. The atmosphere in the training room that afternoon was so tense. No musical sounds are usually echoed, only the clinking of the clock hands on the wall is clearly audible among the silence. Jungkook sat in the corner of the room, his head bowed, his hands squeezing the empty bottle of mineral water. From the outside, some of the staff looked hesitant to enter, as if they knew that something sensitive had just happened. Bang Si-hyuk, who usually comes with a smile or a joke, this time came with a serious expression. He stepped slowly, closed the door behind him, and immediately directed his gaze to Jungkook. "I want you all to know," he said, his voice flat but emphatic, "the future of BTS will be determined by the decisions we make over the next few months." It was like a hammer hitting Jungkook's heart. He straightened up, trying to look at Bang Si-hyuk, but his eyes began to glaze over. The words "the future of BTS" rang in his head, carrying a weight that was no joke. It's not just about the music, but also their relationship, commitment, and everything they've been through together.